It should be no surprise that we're fans of the Oppo Find 5. It was essentially Oppo's coming out party directly into the top-tier smartphone market. About a month or two ago, Oppo was gracious enough to send me out for their launch event for their brand new smartphone. And for all intents and purposes, this next iteration by Oppo definitely blows away the previous one. Hey, it's Josh Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And we got our hands on it, so it's time to unbox the Oppo N1. Okay, before we even get into the Oppo N1, I do have to put it aside for a little bit because it does not come alone. That's because it comes with this little guy right here. Yep, it's almost comedic how small this other box is considering how big the phone we're going to be looking at is, but the reason why this tiny little box comes is because it is the O-Click. This is a small module that allows you to find your phone if you happen to misplace it because you hold the button on here and it will make the phone pretty much scream out loud. The other way around works as well. You can get the phone to look for the O-Click, but the other function of this is with the nice camera that is available inside of the Oppo N1, this allows you to have a wireless shutter. Now, when you look at the module itself, it's actually pretty nice. It has a nice design to it. It's really understated, and it's just this nice little perfect circle with a little bit of a click to it. And of course, you have to put the battery in yourself. That is included, but we're going to worry about that a little bit later. So that was the O-Click. Put that one aside, and now we'll come right back to the N1. And here it is, the Oppo N1. Now this is a 5.9-inch screen device that, well, for all intents and purposes, a very large device. It definitely occupies all the space that is available for my hand to find, and it's really hard for me to reach all the way up to the top left. So don't expect this to be a one-handed phone by any means, but it does definitely have a very nice look. All of the literature will tell you that the Oppo N1 is made of a ceramic-like material, and I will tell you that it does have a very premium feel. We have a very nice understated back area along with the camera that, I'll just show you real quick right now before I get into it, is a rotating camera. Now this is a very unique feature that Oppo has put into their N1, which we'll get to in a little bit. But otherwise you have just this nice sleek white back, and there is a small etching right here in the middle. You can probably barely see it in the camera, but you can see the logo right in the middle there. That is the O-Touch area, and what it allows you to do is swipe back and forth when you're using the phone because you may not be able to reach everything on the screen. Once we get over to the front, we do have some capacitive keys here at the bottom, which do add more girth to this already large phone because the screen is 5.9 inches. That's nearly a 6-inch screen, which puts it pretty much in the territory of the Sony Xperia Z Ultra, and just a little bit bigger than the Note 3 territory. Alright, let's take a second here and talk about the camera. Now what we have here is a very high-performing camera, and Oppo really stands behind the quality of their camera, but even more than that, they stand behind the fact that it is articulating, or rather it is rotating. That would allow a rear-facing camera to become your high-quality front-facing camera. Now, it doesn't only just go to the front, it also tilts down just a little bit, so no matter how you're using the phone, you should be able to get some sort of shot. Especially for those of you who love to take selfies, this might be exactly the phone you've been waiting for. As far as the color OS goes, I do think it has come quite a ways since the operating system we saw in the Oppo Find 5. In particular, it pretty much looks like a less flashy or more understated version of Android, just with a little bit more of an ethereal look to it, and when it comes to its colors, and even this wallpaper that depicts a nice sunset over on the desert horizon, for example. So that's a quick look at the Oppo N1 in this unboxing and first impressions. I will say this, with the Color OS and this lovely build quality that is available on a pretty large phone, to be honest, I will say that I'm looking forward to reviewing the N1, especially considering that there's some real out-of-the-box thinking here. And not to mention, this rotating camera is one of those out-of-the-box ideas. As always, thank you guys very much for watching this unboxing and first impression of the Oppo N1. The full review will be coming soon, so keep it tuned to Android Authority for that and for the rest of our great coverage. Drop us likes on our videos, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and another thing you can do is share our videos on social media. Speaking of social media, all of our links are found up there under the name Android Authority, except for Twitter, which is called Android Auth. And then of course we have us on Google+, you can find links to all of the Google+ pages that are associated with Android Authority in the description below. And then if you want to follow me from time to time, you can find me on all my social media channels, usually under the name Josh Salutes. Keep it tuned to Android Authority because we're your source for all things Android.